All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. Bradley Gloves and Campfire Stories by Mikeburnfire. Bradley. That sounds so familiar. I think, based on what I learned in Arma, that sounds like a light armor APC, maybe? Transporter? Something along those lines. I have never seen one in real life, because why? But yeah, I played a lot with those. I remember they are not amphibious. Yeah, okay, that's all I know. Because every time I want to try something, I ask the commander, is this thing I'm in amphibious? The dude says, if it's not Russian, it's not amphibious, motherfucker. So stop destroying our vehicles. We don't have enough already and you're killing us. So yeah, I love amphibious vehicles. Is Bradley amphibious? Probably is, right? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Let's go in the count of 3, 2, 1, go.
Were you also required to clear a Bradley at one point?
There you go.
Why would they call you a small arms repairman?
Because technically
a Bradley is small arms?
Yeah, technically, as far as the army is concerned, the M242 chain gun on the front of a Bradley is considered small arms.
For the Bradley.
So are 155mm howitzers.
Howitzer? What the fuck is that? Howitzer? I need to research that. Okay, it's like an artillery thingy.
Concerned, the M242 chain gun on the front of a Bradley is considered small arms.
Good grief.
So are 155mm howitzers.
That's a good name.
I don't know how much larger small guns can get.
I think their logic behind it was, well, it's small enough that a person could theoretically move it, so it must be small arms.
What?
Oh, the truck broke down. Get our small arms repairman in over here.
Yeah, a 6-cylinder engine is kind of like a gun. I would tell the story about me having to clear the Bradley, but it is...
Bro, it's so hard. To be fair, suspension is the hardest part of any vehicle ever. But sometimes there is some advanced engines in a vehicle. What if the vehicle is electric? Then now you have to fucking throw out all your knowledge of combustion engines and try to fix this now. So yeah, it is really so much more difficult than some guns. And there are some guns and they're difficult, but majority of guns that at least came around the years of wars are kind of the same. The same mechanics, the same way of usage. Some stuff might be different, but compared to engine to engine to engine, yeah, compared to suspensions, nothing beats that shit.
It's a long story and it kind of makes me really angry. So one night I'm sleeping in my barracks room.
Okay, I missed everything.
I would tell the story about me having to clear the Bradley, but it is a long story and it kind of makes me really angry.
Alright.
So one night I'm sleeping in my barracks room in Iraq. Someone comes and starts pounding on my door, wakes me up. Specialist, get up, get up. There's someone on the phone for you. Alright, fine, so I go answer the phone. And it's somebody from one of the other companies, and they're telling me, we need you to come over to this gate over here and clear a Bradley.
Clear a Bradley?
We need clear a Bradley. We need you to come make sure that the main gun on this Bradley is cleared. I mean, I can do
just
that theoretically. I haven't worked on one since I was in, like, job training, but alright, where's the gunner?
Sure.
He's gone.
What do you mean gone?
Where's the driver? He's gone too.
Oh no.
Where's the tank commander? He is also gone.
What's happened to these people?
When they said gone, I assumed they meant that everybody in this Bradley was killed.
Me too, for a second I was like, oh no.
And they needed me to come clear it before they brought it into the base. Because you can't just be driving a armored vehicle around with a 25mm chain gun loaded on it through a base with people in it.
Why not?
It's okay.
You know somebody would be stupid and be like, look, I'm a gunner, haha. 12 rounds through the side of the building.
Okay, fair enough.
That is entirely possible.
What had happened is some of the people on...
Bro, I would do it, but you know, you probably should toward this guy. You're like a chopper is like flying or something.
Guard had noticed that there was just a Bradley driving up and down one of the main routes by itself with no other vehicles with it.
That's abnormal. They're normally part of a caravan, right?
Yeah. Part of a convoy.
Via solo.
Why is this Bradley driving around by itself? So they get in a Humvee, they drive out to there.
I love those.
And they find this Bradley.
They are the most sexiest things ever, man. Humvees? Bro. Those are the jeeps, right? Those are the four-wheel jeep vehicle that is like this, and then it comes like this. That doesn't mean
You have to
probably
take it
wrong.
away because it keeps trying to drive away.
That's so weird.
They can't get a hold of him on any radio frequencies, so they basically just park right in front of it and flag him down and take like 20 minutes to coax this driver out of the vehicle, reassuring him that yes, in fact, they are U.S. soldiers and no, they're not going to try and kill him the moment he gets out of the vehicle.
Oh my
I'm still
god.
not sure why he was driving around by himself.
Oh, I'll get to that.
Do you think it
What
lost?
happened was this Bradley was part of a armored vehicle convoy that had driven through 5 different areas of operation, and this Bradley got hit with an IED.
Oh,
Everybody was
God.
a little shooken up, but they were okay. So they moved the Bradley to a different spot in the convoy, kept going. It got hit with another IED.
Oh my god.
So they moved it to another spot in the convoy.
You're just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic.
And it got hit with another IED.
It's still dead.
At this point, this Bradley has been hit with 3 IEDs now. The gunner and the tank commander of this Bradley suddenly decide, you know what? Fuck this, I'm done being in this Bradley. So they get out of the Bradley.
Okay, I don't get it. Why do Americans are afraid of IEDs when they fought in Iraq? Aren't those just like traps? Can't you use like metal detectors or like some sort of visual technique to find IEDs? I assume they are well hidden most of the time. Because I hear a lot of stories that they are some of the most dangerous things that happen to soldiers. And I don't get the danger. I assume... Oh, because I think it's just that it's not just an IED. Everything that is explosive device is called an IED that is sort of a trap. So even something can be a big explosion or might have plenty of shrapnel. So that I kind of get the danger of it. It's like you won't expect an IED, but you should. God.
At this point, this Bradley has been hit with 3 IEDs now. The gunner and the tank commander of this Bradley suddenly decide, you know what? Fuck this, I'm done being in this Bradley. So they get out of the Bradley and leave the driver, who is a 19-year-old kid and has never been outside the wire in Iraq before, in the vehicle by himself. And then they start the convoy back up. 10 minutes later, guess what happens?
IED.
Don't know.
The Bradley gets hit with another IED.
I know it.
This one is so bad that it knocks out the comms in the vehicle, meaning that the driver can no longer talk to anybody
Oh my God.
else. The driver
That makes
heading
sense.
inside of the vehicle, gets knocked unconscious, and the rest
Oh
of the
my
convoy
God.
goes, he's gotta be dead, and leaves.
They just leave. They don't check, bro. Probably okay. Maybe the time was difficult. Maybe it was like they're under attack or
Vehicle
something.
is still functional after being hit 4 times?
And they leave him.
That's a Chad's
completely
vehicle.
forgetting the first part of the soldier's creed, I will never leave a fallen comrade. They just leave him.
Didn't even grab his dog tags?
No, nothing. The rest of the convoy just went, fuck it.
What if it
Drove off.
explodes? Who
Driver
knows?
wakes up. He's suffered a serious concussion.
Oh no.
Doesn't know where he is. Doesn't know why he's in a Bradley.
And he's 19 years old. That's the most fucked up part, bro. He doesn't have any experience. He's just a kid.
by himself. Doesn't know where anybody else is or why he's bleeding from the side of the head.
Oh.
Can't reach anybody on the radio. The Blue Force tracker system is down, so he can't figure out where anybody else is. So he just starts doing the only thing he can think to do, which is drive up and down the main route all by himself, looking for the rest of his convoy. Because
Jesus.
he assumes there's no way they would leave me behind. Why would they leave me?
God.
Oh,
This is awkward.
This poor 19-year-old kid got left all by himself in the middle of Iraq because his tank commander and his gunner decided they didn't want to be in a vehicle that got blown up anymore.
It seems so irresponsible to leave him there.
It was incredibly irresponsible of
Yeah.
pretty much everybody in that convoy.
Okay. We don't know the full story of their convoy. Who knows? Maybe he was a prick. Maybe he was the prick and they just wanted to get rid of him. Maybe he was the driver who just went, oh, ID, boom. He was going on every ID and everyone was like, this motherfucker is gonna get himself killed. We're not gonna be part of this shit. We're out. Or something like that. Or maybe I'm just an idiot and he was the best kid and he just got the worst end of a crew. Let's see.
The fact that not a single person went, why are we just leaving Private Snuffy in
Snuffy?
his vehicle all by himself?
Private,
I can
no.
only hope that the lieutenant or officer who was in charge of that convoy got his ass handed to him and got court-martialed and was never in a position of command ever again.
Hopefully.
It is incredibly reprehensible and is one of the reasons why I got out of the military.
One of the very many.
No, it's a fucking closet. I'm sure the fucking captains that they stole from him. Bro, that shit was so dumb. Someone in the comment section said that he on his stream said those captains was used for his superior for target practice. Those captains was used for fucking target practice. I was so livid. I'm like, bro, those are expensive and it was being used for a fucking seamless repair system that was just fixing your equipments almost instantly. Why would you do such a retarded fucking thing, Commander?
One of the many reasons.
I have a similar story.
I don't get it.
One time I was left in charge of guarding the toilets, and I used one of the toilets and I clogged it, and I had to unclog it, but we didn't have access to the supply cabinet, so I cleared it manually.
Michael Jones, that's how you fucking do it.
Yeah,
punch it, bro. We all been
You
there.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So it's kind of like the same thing for me.
Yeah, no, getting left by your unit in Iraq to die is totally the same thing as having to clear a toilet with your hands.
We both suffer.
My main complaints are that most of the time the army was so disorganized and so stupid about what it would use its resources for. It was just infuriating to me.
Sometimes military incompetence can be funny.
Most of the time it's horrifying.
It's funny for us probably, but for the soldiers, I think 90% of those tardiness of the like higher ups is going to end up getting them killed, and that's not funny anymore. That's just brutal and sad and depressing that they have that much power over these kids.
Our base sergeant major, while I was in Iraq, had the biggest hard-on for making sure that everyone still had their seatbelts on while they were driving military vehicles. He would sit outside in a Humvee on one of the main routes and stop convoys that were not part of his command or even his jurisdiction and walk up to each vehicle individually and make sure that everyone in the vehicle had a seatbelt on.
That's a good man.
Would have his driver park the Humvee in the exact same spot every day.
Yo,
eventually,
that's OCD.
One of the local insurgents realized, hey, somebody parks a Humvee in this same spot every single day, and shot the gunner in the neck.
Oh no, that makes so much sense.
The seatbelt checker.
No, insurgents killed the gunner of the seatbelt checker.
Oh god, that's fucked up.
Our base also had this big
Okay, that is so fucked up. I was like, oh, this is... But to be fair, that makes so much sense. Like, as an armored vehicle, the last thing you want is like a pattern. Is a pattern that everyone can predict, especially the enemy.
Blimp.
Fuck.
With a multi-million-dollar digital infrared camera hanging from the bottom of it.
I'm sorry, did you say a
digital? Our base also had this big old blimp.
Blimp?
With a multi-million-dollar digital infrared camera hanging from the bottom of it.
I'm sorry, did you say a blimp?
Yep, big old blimp. Like the good
Bro,
blimp.
a fucking mosquito can kill that shit.
Nobody could ride in it. It just had a very expensive digital infrared camera that could see long distances. Instead of using the blimp to look outside the base and see if insurgents were trying to blow us up,
Where was it?
our base commander used the blimp to look inside the base to make sure people weren't going over the 5-mile-an-hour speed limit.
And make sure they were wearing their seatbelts.
To be fair, that is very important, but I get it. It's like, where the fuck is the enemy now? God, that's fucked up. Oh.
At one point, I was issued a belt-fed machine gun. I don't know why. At one point...
I was issued a belt-fed machine... Oh! Oh, that's like one of those rumble ones that just shakes you all around and everything around your neck is a bullet. Oh, I get that shit. Probably. Or probably not. Or maybe it's like, you know,
I was issued
P50
a
or
belt-fed
something.
machine gun. I don't know why. I think probably because somebody in my chain of command was mad at me. So they gave me an M249. And they were like, fine, make him carry around this 13-pound piece of shit. I discovered on a firing range that if you use this machine gun while wearing Nomex shooting gloves, there was the potential that the glove could get caught in between the trigger and trigger guard, thus making the machine gun continue to fire even when you release the trigger.
Oh my god!
I actually talked to my chain of command and said, hey, this is really unsafe. Can I cut the trigger finger off of my Nomex glove so that I don't accidentally have a runaway gun and shoot somebody?
Like, yeah, it's like it's like a toggle gun. A gun that you can toggle. What the fuck? That's so dangerous.
Was the Nomex glove
Like a
issued to
drill.
you?
Yeah.
God.
Ah, you can't do it then.
Well, no, they were issued to me, but the Nomex gloves are considered an expendable item. They don't expect them back.
Oh.
Alright.
And they said, you know what? That's a really excellent safety concern, specialist. Thank you for bringing that up to us. Why don't you go ahead and do that? And I went, okie dokie. So I cut the trigger finger off my Nomex glove. Well, a bunch of other people saw me running around with a glove that had one finger cut off of it. And they went, that looks cool. So they cut all the fingers off their glove.
It's like everyone those gloves that you fucking want to play with your Android still.
Brilliant.
It's like that shit.
And then,
Lovely.
literally the next day at formation, everyone got yelled at because a bunch of people were going around cutting the fingers off their Nomex gloves. And their excuse was, yeah, but I saw Specialist Zach do it, so that means I can do
He's a
it too."
fucking heavy weapons
Specialist Zach had a
specialist,
legitimate
motherfucker.
safety concern.
Yeah.
You guys are just frickin' idiots.
It's nice to have a story about your leadership that doesn't exemplify how stupid they were.
Validated.
I mean, it did. What do you mean? It still made them look. Oh my god, people. Yeah, that shit is so true. Like, I assume people in the military at some point get bored, so they want fashion too. Like, everyone here does it, so it becomes a fit to just let's cut all the fingers off. That would be brilliant. Oh, that was it. God damn, these are so fucking fun. Like, these are what we needed way before, so we could understand the Americans better. Like, this is what we need. But yeah, that poor gunner who got shot in the head because that stupid, like, superior, I forgot, lieutenant, whatever the rank was had OCD and was like, park this place every time. It's like, oh god. Now a sitting duck with his schedule. That is fucked up. But yeah, it was funny and it was actually it teach me a lot. I know about 249 was it? I don't. But I used these in Battlefield and shit. And the armor is the most I know most of American vehicles, aircrafts, choppers from, and some of the other stuff like Predator UAV, not UAV, Predator drone that we used, and those shits. I never thought those are gonna be so big, but they are fucking huge, man. They are so big. Some of those actually need a runway, and that is crazy to me. But yeah, the USA has so many cool shit. Some of them aren't as reliable as the other ones, but obviously. But again, I hope that we see more militaristic stuff in Arma 4. Arma 5. Yeah, we had Arma 4. Or did we? But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. For now, have a nice day. Goodbye.